Welcome to the video where I will be doing yoga for 5 days straight. Couple rules: it's got to be for a minimum of 5 to 10 minutes every day for the 5 days. Testing my flexibility at the beginning, and I'll test it at the end to see if I gain flexibility just 5 days a week for 5 minutes. If this experiment does well, I'm going to start implementing yoga at the end of my workouts on a regular basis. I'm hopeful that I'll gain some flexibility even at my ripe old age. But first, let's have some breakfast. According to CNN.com, article will be in the description below. Studies have found that regular stretching increases flexibility in as little as 4 weeks. Getting these results requires commitment, such as stretching at least 3 days a week, ideally every day. Activities such as yoga and Pilates can improve flexibility as well. Other factors for flexibility is genetics and gender. Typically, women tend to have more flexibility than men, but other factors like injuries and arthritis can also limit flexibility. As far as age goes, starting around 30 or 40, generally flexibility continues to decrease, with men losing more flexibility more quickly than women. But this doesn't occur uniformly throughout the body. Research shows that the shoulders and the trunk tend to lose flexibility more quickly than the elbows and the knees. How much flexibility is optimal? There's no definite answer. We know that poor range of motion can hamper athletic performance, increase the risk of injuries, and make tasks of daily living more difficult. It's also true that a high level of flexibility can be beneficial if you do activities such as gymnastics, swimming, or ballet. But this doesn't mean that we all should strive to become human pretzels. Just like extreme inflexibility can lead to problems, so can being overly flexible. That is the reason I'm doing my experiment, is I want to see if I can get more flexible in as little as 1 week instead of 3, to try to implement this into my overall fitness program to improve mobility and longevity for my training program. For each day of my yoga experiment, I'm choosing a different yoga workout each and every day. However, all these workouts came from Instagram. I wanted to use an easy platform just to show you how easy it is to get information for free. So what is yoga? Yoga is a practice that connects the body, breath, and mind. It uses physical postures, breathing exercises, and meditation to improve overall health. Yoga was developed as a spiritual practice thousands of years ago. Today, most Westerners who do yoga do it for practice or to reduce stress.
Please tell me that I can't, that I won't, that I fail, that I'll never.
Day 2, yoga for 5 to 10 minutes. Yesterday I did 5 minutes. Today we'll do a 10-minute routine. There we go. Let's get this party started. Yoga can improve your overall fitness level and improve your posture and flexibility. It may also lower your blood pressure and heart rate, help you relax, improve your self-confidence, reduce stress, improve your coordination, improve your concentration, help you sleep better, aid in digestion. In addition, it may help with the following conditions: anxiety, back pain, and depression. In your short time span on this earth, what have you learned about yoga? What are your thoughts? What do you know about it? Do you like it? How would one get started with yoga? Well, you can look for yoga classes at your local gym, health center, or yoga studio. If you're new to yoga, you can start with beginner classes. You may also want to be mindful of any injuries or health conditions that you may have, as they could impact the style of yoga that you may choose to do. In addition, limit your movements. One of the advantages of going to a class is you have an in-person instructor correcting you or guiding you with your form, which would ensure you are doing each position correctly, reducing any chances of injury. Good morning, it's day 3 of yoga for a week of 5 to 10 minute routines. I got a routine set up for today already. How do you feel about yoga every day? And Rusty, what are your thoughts? and Wags. And Diesel. You're stealing Ruby's food. They're all the strong silent type. There are many different styles of yoga, which range from mild to intense. Some of the more popular styles of yoga are Ashtanga or Power Yoga. This type of yoga offers a more demanding workout. You quickly move from one posture to another. Another style is Bikram, sorry for the pronunciation, which is hot yoga, which is a series of 26 poses in a room that's heated to 95 degrees Fahrenheit to 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The goal is to warm and stretch the muscles, ligaments, and tendons, and to purify the body through sweat. There's Hatha yoga. This is sometimes a general term for yoga. It most often includes both breathing exercises and postures. There's Integral, a general type of yoga that may include breathing exercises, chanting, and meditation, among other styles. When the dogs join in for yoga, it looks very similar to a herd of zombies coming for your village. Days 1 and 2 were more focused on just getting movements down. By day 3 and 4, I was turning into more of I was getting more comfortable with it, working on breathing. Most yoga classes last for 45 to 90 minutes. All styles of yoga include 3 basic components. Breathing, you're focusing on your breathing, which is an important part of yoga. Yoga poses or postures are a series of movements that help boost strength, flexibility, and balance. They range in difficulty from lying flat on the floor to difficult balancing poses. And the third component is meditation. Yoga classes usually end with a short period of meditation. This quiets the mind and helps you relax. While yoga is generally safe, you can still get hurt if you do a pose incorrectly or push yourself too far. So make sure that you start slowly, learn the basics, pick poses that are appropriate for your level. Don't push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Day 4 done. See you tomorrow. Welcome to day 5. I picked a nice dynamic routine today. We'll see how it goes. I can tell you now that days 1, 2, and 3, I felt a lot of stiffness in my calves and in my back. Whereas going into day 4, I only had stiffness in my back. So we'll see what happens after this routine. This routine I chose for day 5 happened to be my favorite routine for the week. Although you can see that I'm really struggling with balance, but that comes with time. As I practice more, I'll get better, much like with anything. I'm on breath, and I'm drenched. I clearly need to work on better breathing techniques. Obviously better holding techniques. My balance wasn't the greatest. There's week 1 of yoga. See you in a little bit with a little recap. And so what are the final results? So my final results, you sit on the floor, reach forward, over my toes 3 inches versus 1.5 inches. Right hand over the top, 4.5 inches apart. Where at the beginning of the experiment, I was 5.25 inches. Left over the top was 5 inches apart. So the original test put me at 6.25 inches. See the position. And back up. Here are my final measurements versus my original measurements. So you can see that I've improved 1.5 inches on my sit and reach, 0.75 inches on my right over the shoulder, and 1.25 inches on my left over the top of the shoulder. All right, so my final thoughts. So after doing yoga for 5 days, which is 5 straight days, day 1 and 2, I started with like a basic routine just to get some body flow. As I mentioned previously, days 1, 2, and 3, I felt like cramping or stiffness in my calves later in the day, along with my lower back. By day 4 and day 5, my calves were no longer burning. Just a little bit of stiffness in my lower back. As the day progressed and I was at work, I'd feel the stiffness in my back. Nothing major, just a little bit of cramping. My focus areas on this experiment were my ankle mobility. I lack ankle mobility. I have lower back mobility issues, and shoulder, I wanted more mobility or more flexibility. I find that flexibility and mobility go hand in hand. Also, I lack balance, as you may have noticed looking back at some of the footage. My heart rate did peak. I did track it days 3, 4, and 5. My heart rate did peak in between 150 and 157 beats per minute, which is pretty good. All right, so I am going to start adding yoga into my workout regimen. I'll likely add 5 or 10 minutes of it at the end of my workout as a cool down or active recovery. What I suggest is, as you age and you can't get doing your resistance training as often as you would like to, and you're afraid that you're going to lose some muscle mass, I suggest adding yoga, because some of those body positions really encourage you to use upper body strength, leg strength as well with some of those lunge positions. So I really think that if you can't make it to the gym, your home gym, an actual gym, to do any kind of resistance training, yoga, I think, will fill some of those gaps as well, as you have to support your body weight through movement. If you got something on this video, leave a like. If you're new, please subscribe. Until next time, be your best self.